And welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. If you are new to our channel, subscribe, drop this video a like and get involved in the comment section down below. It's match day. Aston Villa at home against Wolves under the lights. Can't wait for it. I'm buzzing to be down Villa Park. Really looking forward to seeing us play and get those 3 points. But we've got a bit of breaking news. Cameron Archer is joining Middlesbrough on loan until the end of the season. He's just not had the game time, has he? And I feel like this move is the best for Villa, best for Cameron Archer. I feel like it gives Cameron Archer minutes back in the Championship. He smashed his loan spell at Preston, so I see him doing really well at Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough are currently flying in the Championship. They look like they're going to make the playoffs and potentially get promoted. So if Cameron Archer can bag goals, can do what we know he can do, fire him back into the Premier League, then I think Archer's stock will increase, and that's only good for Villa. And then I think we assess it after that and see where we are. So I think it's good for both parties. Like I say, if we have a look at Archer's stats from this season at Villa, I think minutes has been a big problem. I mean, he's played 6 games this season for Villa, started none. He scored no goals. He's coming on at the dying ends of games. He's getting 3.3 touches per game currently at Villa, and you know it's just not good for the player. And I think a lot of Villa fans at the start of the season, we were all saying that we wanted Archer to stay. We wanted him to build minutes. We wanted him to get game time. And at the start under Gerrard this season, he came into the fold a little bit, but then he just became a bench player. And there's no good Archer just sitting on the Villa bench. He's not developing. He's not getting any game time. So I think it really is important that he plays games. He's still only 21 years of age. He's got a market value of 7.2. I'd say that's probably fairish. He could probably stretch to get 10. But if he has a really good spell at Middlesbrough, then I feel like he can do really well. So if we have a look at the Championship table and see where Middlesbrough currently sit, Middlesbrough are currently in 5th place. They're on a decent run. They've got 39 points. They're only a couple of points behind Blackburn in 3rd. So it looks like Borough will be going for the playoffs. It's a tightly congested league, as you can see. Currently 6th place, 39 points. 3 points out of the playoffs, you've got Reading in 13th. 4 points, you've got Swansea. Less we say about them, the better. So, yeah, I feel I'm positive about this loan move for Archer. I think it's a good fit. We want him to be playing at the highest level he possibly can. So if we're saying that he's now going to be playing at top-end Championship level and hopefully firing them back into the Premier League, then his stock's going to increase. We can have a look at it at the end of the season, see where he's at, see where Villa are at, and then see where it takes him from there. But at the minute, I think the clever and the most important thing for Archer is to be playing football. So I am all for this loan move for Cameron Archer. Like I said, I just think it fits both parties. Another player that Villa have been linked with is Weston McKennie from Juventus. Not sure on this one, Villa fans. I am not sure on where this one is going. We seem to be linked with him every single window. The question you've got to ask yourselves is Weston McKennie an upgrade on John McGinn? John McGinn is now starting to find some form. He's starting to look good, albeit he's got a knock and he looks like he's potentially injured. McKennie can score goals. He's creative. He looks like he would suit in that Emery sort of role on the right or the left-hand side, probably the right-hand side. Defensively, he's good. He can put himself about. He can win tackles. He can drive teams going forward. So I like him. I think he's a good player. the question we've got to ask ourselves again is what we've every time we link with a player is, does he walk straight into our side? I'm not too sure. I'd love to hear your thoughts, Villa fans. Would Weston McKennie walk straight into the Villa side? Another bit of transfer news coming from Alex Crook as well is potentially Villa are up for selling Danny Ings. Ings is number 2 striker, isn't he? He's in behind Ollie Watkins. So for Ings' point of view, he wants to be playing games. Villa hopefully are looking to bring in another striker that would put Danny Ings further down the pecking order. We've seen that we've had to offload Cameron Archer because he's now further down the pecking order. So if a new striker comes in, which I know a lot of Villa fans want, and it's what I want, then Ings is surplus to requirements. And I feel like I really like Danny Ings. I like him as a striker. I like him as a person. But he's the type of striker that we currently don't need. I think his traits aren't what we need. And I feel like we need the mould of a Marcus Thuram. And you all know who watch this channel, the type of striker that I feel like we need. We need a Benteke vibe striker for me. And I think Danny Ings isn't that. So I think Ings would have a couple of suitors. I think Bournemouth would be looking for a striker, potentially going back to Southampton. Another little cheeky way I think he'd do quite well is I think he'd do well at Leeds. They've got striker problems, and I think he'd do well at Leeds. So it looks like the best move again for Ings would maybe to move. He did well when he came on against and started the game against Brighton, but I think the workload and what Emery's asking players to do, I'm just not sure Ings fits. So I could potentially see now Villa, we've moved on Archer for this season, potentially move on Ings. If Ings goes, there will be a striker coming in 100%. So, a little bit of a transfer roundup from me. We've got Archers going to Middlesbrough, Ings potentially moving on. Weston McKennie, I'm not sure. Villa fans. I think that area of the pitch, I think we can make do for now. I think where I'd like to see someone coming in is out wide, striker, and then potentially see what happens. But again, if a deal's there to be done, if Unai Emery fancies Weston McKennie, then I am all for it. If he wants Delafeu, bring him in, because we've got to back this manager, because he's proven so far that he's the real deal. And absolutely quality. So a little bit of a transfer roundup, up the Villa, and let's get the 3 points against Wolves.